All right, as you can see by the title, I'm gonna get ready to tell y'all why I stopped doing snow removal and snow plowing. Before I get started, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I make a lot of content on lawn services, and lawn service and landscaping. Uh, Go ahead and hit the bell so you can be notified every time I make a video, and leave a comment because this my channel is catered towards people who's starting out and trying to get established in the lawn care business and beginners. So it's always helpful for some of you people who are pros at it to leave comments, because I know myself I learned a lot about my business just reading through comments too. So don't hesitate to leave a comment, because this channel is geared towards helping people become financially independent and be able to become independent and work with their hands. So, all right, with that being said, all right, I'm gonna jump right into it. The first reason I stopped doing snow plowing and snow removal was just waking up so early in the morning, as far as like being up at like 3 in the morning, because I had like 30 accounts. So the more accounts you have, pretty much the earlier you're gonna have to get up to be able to get them all done, because it seemed like just about 99% of your customers is gonna need you pretty much at the same time, and that's before they go to work. And so I'd say majority of the people who gonna need you is gonna need you in the morning, like 5, 6, 7 in the morning, so they could get out and be able to handle their business for the day. Even if they don't work, they still want to be able to get out and go to the pharmacies or wherever they need to make it to that day. So that one was that's one thing that I just didn't enjoy about the job, is just getting up so early in the morning. Sometimes 3 in the morning I would have to get started, especially if it snowed bad enough. You know, when you're talking about a foot of snow, because I'm over here in the east side of Cleveland, right next to Lake Erie. So we get the regular snow, plus we get lake effect snow. So we get snow on top of snow. So it could get real deep here, and the only way you could get it done is just to get up early enough. And sometimes, and if you have to go the next day, you might have to do that twice in a row. And I wasn't too crazy about being up all times of the day and sleep patterns getting thrown off like that. All right, the second reason I think I would made me want to quit that service was just the equipment problems, the equipment breakdowns, and I'll go into that a little detail, because a lot of people mention that, and they say, well, you could blow your transmission and you could do this and you could do that. And I'll just be honest, when you out there with this equipment in those temperatures, and it just breakdowns tend to happen, and it just be the smallest things that can just. And when I say the equipment breakdowns are a problem, it's just because, especially if you have a lot of accounts, especially if you really doing it full time, and really, like, if you have agreements with people, and this become a problem. And I'll give a couple examples of, if you go out one day, you go out and you jump in your truck, let's say the starter go out on it. It's just something as simple as a starter. You might know how to fix it yourself, but it take a little time to diagnose it and all this other stuff. Now you got 30 counts that you have to do, and you just found this out this morning. So with that being said, word of advice, if you're still going to do snow removal and snow plowing, you got to have backup for your backup in the snowplow business. Because like I said, everybody needs you at the same time. It's no wiggle room. It's no cushion room. So to be reliable, and I'm speaking to the people who really take their business seriously. They want their business to have integrity, and they want to be reliable and dependable. They want to be you want to be a man of your word. These are the people I'm talking to. People who want their business to have a great reputation. And I'll just be honest with you. If you got 30 people waiting on you to do their driveway in the morning before they go to work, and your truck break down, you just let down all of those people. Those people, don't get me wrong, they could call somebody else, but they was relying on you to be able to make it. So my advice is have backup for your backup. Do not try to run a snow plowing, snow removal business without at least 2 trucks. Just don't do it. If you can't have at least 2 trucks, or if you use snow blowers, at least if you use snow blowers, at least two snow blowers and 2 ways to get those and 2 vehicles to get those snow blowers to your customers. If you can't do it like that, then you're not going to be reliable enough. And I just say that's just bare minimum. I would say even go as far as having 3 or 4 trucks. Okay, now you can easily do snow. And I mean like in areas like where I'm at, where a shovel just wouldn't be able to make it. All right. So, the equipment, I just hate to say it, but they all break down. Transmissions, small stuff. I mean, you can have little problems with the plow itself. Little pieces on the plow break or get stuck. I mean, it's. I don't mean to try to scare you off from it, but it's just so many problems that can happen during those snowstorms, and you have so many people relying on you. And I mean, even if you're using a snowblower, if you got one snowblower and a newspaper that the customer forgot to pick up gets jammed up in there in that first driveway you do, and you got 10 driveways left. Now you got to sit there and break this whole machine down to get it out of there. I mean, and you want to be reliable to your customers. That's all I'm saying. If you can't be reliable and have backup equipment, don't tell the people that don't false advertise to the customer to make it seem like you was going to be there before they had to go to work, because this person might have a really good job. I had people that I was doing snow removal for that was doctors. I had a doctor as a customer. Could you imagine me not going to do his driveway and he have to go save somebody's life? Or imagine like an elderly person who, they need an ambulance to get in there, and that ambulance couldn't get in there because you didn't come do it. You got to be a man of your word too. You got to have some integrity in your business, and don't say yes to these services if you can't really be reliable, because I've done it so many times. Learn from my mistakes. I've let down so many people, and I feel bad. I have remorse for it, but I really thought that I was able to do it. But you got to account for that equipment breaking down. Okay, and my third reason is the snowfall is just not reliable income to me. In some areas maybe more so than others, but in Cleveland, Ohio, and especially places like Cleveland, it's a pretty reliable because we live right off the lake. But anything south of that, I mean, snow is just really not a reliable source of income to me. If you can do it for a side hustle maybe, or if you're able to do it for like like contracts and written agreements, then that would be probably a better idea. But and if you just want to do it for some side income, that's okay. But just be honest with the customer and let them know that you know that you might not be 100% reliable, just in case that they really needed you to get them out of a jam. Because you gotta remember, when you cut somebody's grass, they could wait a little while. Some people can't wait to get out of that driveway. They could lose a job over that. So I just in the actual snowfall itself, it's hit or miss in Cleveland. You can have some snowfalls where you barely get 2 storms, where you win or win out. So if you got contracts, then it's a little more reliable. But if you just waiting on storms to come and hope that it come, I've seen so many people invest in snow plows and all of this stuff and don't even get to use them that whole season. Thousands of dollars that they invested and don't even get to use it. I've seen this before, so I don't think it's very reliable myself. I mean, unless you just enjoy doing it, I wouldn't rely on the snow, depending on where you at in the country. All right. The last 2 reasons why I quit doing snow removal and snow plowing was because the last 2 is I didn't want to be under contract with anybody no more, because like I said, you have to be so reliable, you have to be so dependable, and if you're not really going to invest in it to the point where you really are reliable, and I don't mean just your intentions are well, but you only have 1 truck. But if you only have that 1 truck, are you willing to hop in another truck and take a snowblower out there and finish your route? If your plow truck go down, do you have a backup plow truck? Do you have people that you could call and help you finish that route? Because I just think that it's fair that you tell people the truth. If you really could, your intentions might be good, but when those storms actually come and you start pushing that snow, because snow is pretty heavy, and it's all different kind of snow. You got some snow that's a little wet, and it's really hard to push that snow. You know what I'm saying? And the other reason is just it's kind of a risky service to offer, because once you go in and you plow their driveway and you got ice out there, and if somebody slips and falls and breaks something because maybe you didn't de-ice it, or especially when you start getting into ice and slip and falls, and especially if you under contract, this stuff could be used against you so much. I mean, you got to have insurance for that, and it's a pretty big investment to do snow. Let's just say that, because you got to protect yourself with that too. It's a lot of things that can happen. You could damage somebody's house. I mean, you could get stuck yourself in somebody's yard and tear up their lawn. All kind of different accidents that can happen on these people's property, and that's another reason why I just don't bother with it anymore. Yeah, I just focus on cutting grass 8 months out the year. If you like doing it and you feel like you got a good strategy, more power to you. But I just didn't like being so having to watch the weather all the time and anticipating storms coming and how many inches they gonna be. And the weather people is always wrong. They might tell you it's gonna be 1 inch. You go outside and it's a foot tall, all the way up to your knee. in Cleveland is just like that. It's very unpredictable. So, for all you pros out there, please leave a comment. Leave comments in the comment section, because I actually learn off these videos too. I like when the pros leave comments, because it helps the people who maybe didn't see it a certain way, maybe have a different perspective on it. Maybe people who losing money right now with snow might wake up one day and say, hey, you know what, I shouldn't even be offering that service right now. I need to wait until I got 100 lawn accounts and then go buy 2 plow trucks and then do it. You might have people who sit back and they don't offer snow, and they might decide, hey, well, you know what, I'm going to start offering snow because, you know, I know how to do it. I can afford 2 trucks. I can, and an extra 2 snow blowers with a, you know, with a trailer I could put those on, and I may be able to get it done. So, you know, this is not a video trying to tell you whether to do it or not. It's just the reasons why I stopped doing it. And just take what you need out of these. Take what you need out of this video. Take those little pieces you need and apply it to your business. You may not need all of this, but just take the little pieces that you need if you're gonna do it, or if you decide not to. All right, well, this is hopefully been a helpful video. Like I said, go ahead, like and subscribe, and subscribe. I'm Kevin with Quarterly Lawn Care. Peace.